Hey guys, what's going on? Chris Aquiles here. This is your best life defined. Thanks for showing up today. Got up this morning feeling pretty good. Life is going well for me. I'm feeling really motivated, feeling really good about what I'm doing, gaining some momentum on some things I was struggling with. I'm actually trying to get ahead of the game on certain things. It feels good. You wake up every day and you say, okay, how can I make it better? One of the things I've found about that make my life better is to measure the test, make a test of the things in your life to see how they affect your life. Now, there are some things I don't have to test. I don't have to test whether Sandy's presence in my life is an amazing addition, because it is. I know that. But certain things like alcohol or the amount of time we spend doing certain activities, by eliminating those things for just a while from our life, it gives us a chance to see what life is like without them. I mean, like, for instance, imagine, let's say, so your routine for the last 6 months is to do the things you do all day, and then you justify it or you value it, or you just say, hey, listen, I earned a beer, I earned some wine, right? So every evening you go home and you drink a few glasses of wine. You've done it so long that you don't even know what it's like not to do it. Now, maybe that's not important, but it is if you're interested in trying to discover how to become a better you. Now, most people honestly would already default to, well, yeah, obviously it'd be better if I don't drink wine, but I'm going to drink wine. Possibly so, until you test it. Imagine what happens if by not drinking wine every night, you actually have the energy to do other things that are even more exciting and more energizing than that. Imagine if you didn't drink wine or have to have beer every night. Guess what you could do? You could still do it even with, but you could load the kids up, go to the lake, spend the evening at the lake. You go to the ice skating ring. You could, or maybe you can't. I don't know if ice skating rings are open right now mid-COVID, but there's an endless list of things you could do. You just have to scan your horizon and say, okay, what can I do in this time I have, right? But the issue is to find the motivation to do it. The issue is to find the energy, because that's what motivation is. Motivation is energy. It is what drives us forward in our life and causes us to take action, take thought, and turn it into action. It's motivation. It is motor, and motor, it's fuel. Paint a good story around it. See, I can get anything I want done, and even the things that really suck. You know how I get it done? I paint an amazing story around it. Like, let's say, for instance, emptying the black tank, or let me think of something that's more difficult than that. Servicing the shackle bolts on this rig. I have to jack this rig up to take pressure off the springs to get grease in the shackle bolts, okay? Something I have to do every time we move. Well, the story that I used to look at it, I mean, I would tell myself, was how much it sucked. I would go, oh, God dang, I got to go do that. I got to go do that. But then one day I got to thinking, well, wait a minute, why am I looking at it that way? Why don't I tell my story about how prideful I am at knowing that everything underneath this rig is good, and it's not that much effort? Because it's really not. It's about maybe a 2-hour endeavor, start to finish. You know, checking everything, making sure everything's tight, and airing tires up and doing all that, right? By changing my perspective on that thing I'm doing, I change my motivation. My motivation is to take pride in it. It's kind of like the same thing you do when you have a fancy-ass car and you spend 3 hours on Saturday polishing it up. Only it's underneath your RV. Same is true for anything in your life, And if you've found yourself in a position to where you can't seem to achieve those things you want to achieve, there's a real good chance it's because you haven't found the motivation to do it. And it's not about loving it. It's not about what makes you happy. It's about finding a reason to add that to your life and to take action on it every day. What motivates you? If you're not motivated, if you look at your yard work or anything around your life that needs attending to, the first thing you have to do is you have to start by asking yourself, why do I want to do this? And if you have to get it done, then you build a story around it that makes it worth getting done. You're not lying to yourself. If your relationship is in the toilet and you know you have to stop doing some things and start doing some other things to make it better, the story around it isn't how bad my life sucks and I need to change it. It's how great my life can be and I want to change it. And all of a sudden, just like that, you have motivation. It's about waking up every day and looking at your partner and saying, you know, what can I do for them? What can I do for them that will actually add value to their life, that will actually make them view me as irresistible? I guarantee you're probably not irresistible. I guarantee there are times when you're barely tolerable. I know I live with my wife, and yeah, there's times when all this greatness that you see, it just disappears for some reason in her eyes. Now I think I'm rocking it, right? I think I'm the shit. I'm right there. I don't know. 10, 11 years now I've been working at this, trying to figure out, even probably more than that. I think I started looking at my life and going, there has to be something better, even farther in the road. I think I started doing it right after I got into education. So it's been quite a while now. Yeah, it's about 13 years. Started thinking about, man, how can I go to continue? It sucks being this. It sucks waking up feeling like this. Motivation, man. Motivation. I don't know if I've done the podcast on it, but you got to remember something. Motivation is just the positive side of a negative. Motivation, finding the motivation to move forward on any given task is just a matter of stepping into the light versus staying in the dark. The dark side of anything is simple. The dark side is, oh, this sucks because, and oh, it's what I can't do and what we won't be able to do, and oh my God, and worry, right? Step into the light. Okay, what can we do with this? What can we do with what we have? Let's find some motivation here. Okay, well, since the economy's gone to shit and I'm probably going to be impacted, I'm probably going to take a look at how we can capitalize on this. Imagine how great it would be to rent an apartment where all you was responsible for is the rent and the utilities maybe. And you wake up every day and you go to do what you do to earn your money, and then you come home and there is no other obligation in your life. Friggin', can you believe that? That'd be cooler than hell. Because then what you could do is you're in full control of your life. Once you are in that position, whether life makes it happen or you do, you can actually say, okay, I think I want to do this or I want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add fuel to my tank. I'm going to do things that actually give me access to an amazing story. How do you do that? Well, earn some more money. Go find a way to earn some more money. Got this pile of money here. You want to do some great stuff, but you need money to do it. Go earn some money and then pick it. But don't do it like we've been doing it. Don't do it like we've been doing it for how long? Because the reality is there's a good chance most of the stuff you were doing before everything went to crap and you find yourself up against the wall wasn't really worth doing anyway. I mean, I don't know. When I look at my life and I say I'm different, yes, I don't mind being different. Is it scary sometimes? Hell yeah, it's scary. It's scary being someone that you've never been before. But it's better than being the same as everyone else. It's better than waking up every day looking at your life and going, oh God, I wish today was already over. See, I don't get it. I keep thinking back. I'm thinking, how can so many people continue to say, oh, my life is great, when you do what you do every day? How many great moments do you have in your life? How many great moments do you have on any given day? How many moments do you sit and go, yeah, that's cool, let's do more of that? There's a few of us that do. There's a few of us. There's some guy living on a sailboat in the Caribbean somewhere, and his biggest responsibility is to put new line on his fishing pole. Works 12 hours a week at some pub, talking to the locals and talking to tourists and other boaters and just having fun, walking in the sand, doing what he does. What's his motivation? Started with a great story. Started with a connection to who he was. That's how you do it. I don't know. If you don't shut the noise off long enough, you don't take a minute to say, okay, I need to think about me, which is the biggest problem we have. We are constantly connected with something. We're connected with our phone, and that's a big tool right there. How do you actually have time to get to know yourself if every so often you're interrupted or you're distracted by something going ding or this or that, right? Kind of hard. Think about it. When's the last time you spent any time asking yourself questions about you? Comes down to being on the right team, right? Whose team are you on? I've said that before. Anyway, hey, listen, guys, I'm going to go ahead and roll short on this one. I think I've said enough about this. I think the ticket is build a story around it. It doesn't matter what it is. When I paint, I hate painting, and yet I am the greatest painter in the world. And by building that story and placing it in my mind and saying to myself, do the best you can at this, be a rock star at this, make this something to be proud of. Change the story, change the feeling, right? So until next time, just keep looking for it. Find kindness in your heart. Wake up every day energized and excited about all the opportunities you have. Keep looking for it. Stop being afraid to step out there. Go do some stuff that's scary. Is it going to be work? Yeah, it's going to be work. There's no promise in any of this that you're not going to freaking bust your ass every day, because that's what I do. But if you're going to bust your ass every day, why not bust your ass for shit that's really fun? That's the big issue. I don't know, something to think about. As always, I love being here. Check out the subscribe button. Be sure you roll over to YouTube or wherever you're listening to this on, watching this on YouTube. Check out my podcast on Podbean or any of the apps. As always, I'm here for you. I'm going to show up here. I'm here for me too. Together, we're going to get this thing figured out. So as always, until next time, just remember, today is your day. Make it a good one.